Hello everyone. So in this video we will discuss difference between first and third law of motion. So in the first law, an object will not change its motion unless a force act on it. In the second law, on an object is equal to its mass time its acceleration. In the third law, when two objects interact, they apply forces to each other on equal magnitude and opposite direction. So there we have some details about the first difference between first and third law of motion. What is the relationship between Newton's first law and third law? So Newton's first law states that object stays in fixed state unless external force is applied. Newton's third law states that if there is an action, then there will be opposite and equal reaction. So I repeat, Newton's first law states that object stays in fixed state unless external force is applied. So Newton's third law states that if there is an action, then there will be the opposite and equal reaction. So if we applied external force on an object, nothing but a reaction. So object move is nothing but a reaction. uh, then what is first third law of motion? Whenever one object exerts a force on a second object, the second object exerts an equal and opposite force on first. His third law states that for every action force is nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction. What are Newton's third law with example? So the example is like that. You can watch this video. What is another name of the first law of motion? The first law of motion is also known as the law of inertia. Inertia. It is stated as an object remains in a state of rest of uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change the state by applied the force. In what major way in third law different from Newton's first and second laws? An object at rest stays at rest unless acted on by the force. Newton's second law, the magnitude of an object acceleration is proportional to the net force and inversely proportional to the mass of object. Newton's third law, for every force there is an equal and opposite force. I repeat, an object at rest stays at rest unless acted by a force. Newton's second law, that magnitude of an object's acceleration is proportional to the net force and inversely proportional to the mass of the object. Newton's third law, for every force there is an equal and opposite force. What is first law of motion in simple words? Newton's first law of motion, also known as the law of inertia, states that an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion with the same speed and direction unless acted upon the imbalance external forces. What is the formula of third law of motion? Whenever one body exerts a force on a second body, the first body experience a force that is equal to the magnitude and opposite in direction to the force that is exerts. Mathematically, if a body exerts a force F on body B, then simultaneously exerts a force F on A, or a vector equation from FAB to FBA. So that's it. It was the difference between first and third law of motion. So the video is ending here.